This is the second part of a two-part interview with Sanford Tollette. The interview was conducted on November 8th, 2008 in Vancouver, Washington.
And I gave those 12 kids the test, which they passed. So at the end of the year, the principal sent to the superintendent's office that these kids were retained. I sent home to the parents that they were passed.
Ooh.
So by August, it all hit. And a group of parents were sent notes that their kids had been retained in the third grade. And the teacher was the one that said they had not been retained. And whenever parents go down to a superintendent's office with conflict, the principal, the head, is on the chopping block because he's lost control of the teacher. So, and I also wrote my letter of resignation on the same day that I did that. And I sat for 3 months. This is a true story of how I got here. Those 12 kids have never been retained, and 6 of those kids became gifted and talented students throughout my history in the public schools. With that, I thought, well, why can't I take kids in a camp setting? Because I saw that kids would perform very well, not necessarily academically, but in other skills at camps where they feel a sense of well-being. And why couldn't I merge the academic component with the outdoor component? And I thought I was really inventing something neat. You know, I was like, I had an epiphany. You know, I've come up with this all by myself in Arkansas, and I didn't know anything like this was going on. I just thought I was a genius. And so I wanted to get 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade kids to spend 30 days in a wilderness setting and then to begin to research that. In 1980, again, in the middle of all of this, I ran into this organization and found out there were a lot of people just like me out here challenging the system, and that I found my people. And so my reward in all of this was not only had I found the group to give me affirmation, the group gave me pats on the back, like you, Bob. Today is your day. To do the Kurt Hahn is the epiphany of this crooked path we took as different kind of learners, and the ability to make a safe place for kids like us is my reward. And this organization and the friendships keep me strong to continue to keep that door open for kids like us. So I hope that made sense.
Sure, definitely did.
It's hard to get it out, and I'm emotional for a lot of reasons, but this organization really gave me my life back in a lot more ways than people could realize, and I want to thank it, and hope that whoever sees this, that we inspire that next rebel rouser to don't give up, don't give in, and follow your heart and your destiny, and know that you're opening doors for the betterment of our humanity, and the price is high for that.
Yeah,
the price is high for that.
Yeah.
Going and then go back to them, because I was on the road. The greatest challenge for doing that piece for early intervention is that there's no funding.
Yeah.
Specifically for that population. You get hippie for you know, kindergartners and infants, and then it jumps up to adjudicated youth through the Justice Department.
Yeah.
And then it goes on up to funding through higher ed. But for that population, which I call the real at-risk population in my mind, they're at risk of becoming juvenile delinquents, failing, dropping out of school, getting in drugs, that developmental period, that haven't done anything except not be good students, and act out. There's no one saying, you know, we have funding for that.
I know over the years that's been one of the biggest challenges for you, because we've talked about it over many years.
It is just constant fight. I don't have, you know, a school district that says we're going to fund this. I don't have a university that will fund this. I don't have any entity that is saying, based on the research, the outcome. I have kids of mine that are on the city board of the city of Little Rock. I have kids that are teaching school in the public schools. I have kids that are practicing medicine. I've got kids like, you know, basketball players, pro basketball players. Just, they're become productive citizens, but they've never got in trouble. And that's what it's all about, is to help them to be productive citizens in the society, and they're successful. But how do I prove that the intervention that we did worked if that wasn't like, oh, Pat, you know, you used to be a gangbanger and you were on drugs and, you know, you went to Pfeiffer camp and now you got your master's and your doctorate, but I sure remember when you used to be out on the streets and you did this and this and this. And let's just quantify it to say, you know, somehow we save your life, but we go back to a point where, you know, you were bad. And because of this dosage of stuff, it changed your life. But if we catch you because of characteristics and you never were bad, and then you wind up being the executive director of AE, how do you know that catching you early worked? And so that is the biggest struggle and fear and problem. And in this economic time right now, we just lost some money. So that's why I'm really passionate that is the struggle. And so what I believe is that if we can do more programs to reach down earlier, then we can begin to turn this thing around. And so this third, fourth, fifth grade population is a major population for me, and it's where I've really, you know, laid my whole life and career in, and being here and sharing this and trying to get that message out is to get more people to look at that population. Because if you can get a kid reading that's not reading, so that he's not in the 7th grade reading on a 2nd grade level, you have a chance to empower that kid to be more successful so that you're not doing remediation in college. And I didn't mean to keep going, but I want to get that message out there because I'm not seeing enough of this in our industry, taking our babies and modifying our approach and using the same thing that is stimulating our college students and our high school students. And then, of course, the juvenile delinquents that are brought into the outdoor experiences. How about way before they ever get there? And then how could we avert and really make a major, powerful impact? And this organization is the place where I found a home to do that. I've attended 2 workshops in which I've picked up information that I can now, as a facilitator, that's one of the things I get tired of hearing myself. Every Sunday I do parent workshops. I don't call them parent trainings because one of the things that I require in our program, the program is free, first of all. So I raise the money out of 13 different sources of funds so that I can stay free to say to a parent, if you don't like it, you didn't pay for it, you don't have to stay here. But if you want to be involved in this, so it's tough love with parents. I'm very aggressive about this. And I developed that from watching a lot of programs, knowing that you've got to have a buy-in of the family, which you just stated. And so we have parent workshops. And I say it's not parent training. You already know how to be a parent. What I want to do is give you information to add to your toolbox, which helps parents to feel better. And in that, I say to them in the 6 meetings we have, your kids are going to be changed out here. They're going to go through some things. And it starts with a simple thing of chew your food with your mouth closed. 3rd, 4th, 5th graders. Don't talk with your mouth full of food. Keep your elbow under the table. Just little things. And when they come home to you and they say, Daddy, you're talking with your food in your mouth. And you got food, and they don't do that, you know. Wait, hey, this is my house. Who do you think you are? That happens at that camp. That doesn't happen here. You have to have a buy-in. So we talk to the parents, and we bring the parents on. And the reason that I keep coming back is that I want to keep giving fresh, new things to parents so that they feel a sense of empowerment. And so now, the statistics show over the last 21 years of the program that I have an 88% parent participation rate in which I provide no transportation for kids. The parents drive from a 100-mile radius to bring their kids in on Sundays and pick them up on Fridays. We charge $1 for every minute that they're late at the end of the process. And we have parents that have actually said they forgot their kid that has been away from home for 5 days. And we are seeing 30% of our kids make the honor roll 3 years out of the program. We're coordinating 64 schools. So the reason I keep coming back to AEE, not also overlooking that one year I was able to get $150,000 because the Honda Corporation was at one of our meetings and it helped me with funding the camp. And I got a lead on some stuff this time, so I'm kind of happy because I'm going to go home and apply with one of the keynote speakers who had some funds available, and they announced it, and I heard that. You know, I've got some good ears, and I'm on that. But I keep coming back because it is the resource that I need to keep me fresh.